Welcome to 360 Live. It is a beautiful Tuesday, 21st of May, and not our usual live session would go out in the middle of the week, but uh, it is a bit of a different situation that I find myself in. I arrived in India, in Mumbai, yesterday afternoon after a long trip over here. Some interesting things happened with me as well. I usually leave it quite late going to the airports, and my wife is always on my case with that. But I like to time things last minute. Don't want to waste any time away from the family. I ended up driving into a big roadblock on the side of the road, got pulled over. I had about a 15-minute discussion with a policeman about my car license and my licensing disc and my own license and whether it's a temporary one, which I got rid of recently. So I have a new license, but everything was fine. But he wasted 10 to 15 minutes, unfortunately. Ended up almost missing that flight. I literally rushed in on the last call and finally made it. But I'm very happy to be here in Bombay. Sorry to bore you with my story, but I made it over here. It's knockout time in the IPL 2024. And it doesn't get more exciting than that. If you watch my socials recently, you saw me there on Instagram talking about RCB qualifying. Can you believe it? I'm still lost for words. 6 games in a row to qualify for the IPL knockouts. What an unbelievable effort. Today's game, KKR against SRH, 7:30 p.m. IST. I don't have to convert anymore to South African time because I'm in India right now. So I don't have to think about it, watching my phone and try and convert that 3.5-hour time difference that we have in South Africa to India. Anyway, qualifier 1, the 2 best teams of this tournament. I think RR was quite unlucky not to be in the top 2 spot. Obviously losing a bit of momentum towards the back end of the tournament. And I think they would be very disappointed not being part of this game. Now there's a bit more hard work left for them, for a team that I felt was very consistent. But SRH thoroughly deserved sneaking in there in the top 2. Obviously, that Randolph match helped them, but the best team in the tournament consistently throughout the 14 games they played was KKR. Just a powerhouse of a team. Most players are in form, and it really bodes well for them. And the message in the team room would be, it's 2 more wins, guys. It's 2 games of cricket. That's it. And we lift this IPL trophy. And you can almost taste it. It's like you can almost feel the trophy, right? It's so close. Informed team, best team of the tournament, only 2 wins, where the story for the other teams not so easy. Some out of form, some players losing a bit of form. SRH, RR, RCB in decent form, but it's a long road ahead. Playing in Ahmedabad also, then there will be 2 games in Chennai for them where they have to win back-to-back to win the trophy. And we've spoken about their spinners not being their strength throughout this tournament. If you see the recent form, yes, 6 wins in a row, but a lot of those wins was at the Chinnaswamy, was on wickets where they weren't exposed as much. So I'm pointing out all the bad things for RCB, but then there's one good thing that I want to talk about, and that's momentum, confidence, belief, destiny. Those things play a big role in knockout games, and knockout games is usually a bit closer than you think. The margins are small. And even though RCB's strength hasn't been the spin department, going to Chennai, they'll feel like, you know what, we have so much confidence in our ability as a team. We're going to go all the way. But there it is, qualifier 2. That'll be tomorrow, 22nd of May. Rajasthan Royals, the out-of-form team, playing the in-form team, Bengaluru. Royal Challengers Bengaluru. And that'll also happen in Ahmedabad, which is a good thing for RCB, I believe. Pretty neutral ground, neutral wicket where it's a good contest between bat and ball. It doesn't really favor seam bowlers or spin bowlers or the batters or the bowlers. Very neutral. So the best team will probably come out on top, whether you bat first or second. And I do believe the informed team right now is RCB. A lot to play for, though. It'll be an emotional game. It'll be one big step closer to that IPL trophy. That's happening tomorrow. So lock up, guys. Get on the edge of your seats. It is going to be a heated game. And I mean, RCB on a roll. Can they win 9 games in a row? 6 is an incredible achievement. Now they got to do it 3 more times against the best teams of the tournament, all away from home, nowhere near the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Sorry about me bumping the table. I see it's a bit unstable, so I'll try and keep a distance from that. But yeah, I mean, Faf, Virat, and then Maxi. You can go through that whole team. Yashdal, we'll talk about him in a minute, and that over Well, not in a minute. We'll talk about him right now. Guys really stepping up to the plate under pressure for RCB. The big players who have been scarred in the past, and Dial was one of them. In 2023, you look at that over where Rinku Singh got a hold of him, went for 1 run in that first ball and 5 sixes in a row. They ended up losing that game. They got knocked out of the tournament. And all of a sudden in 2024, he finds himself in a very similar position against CSK and the mighty MSD. First ball 6, and we all went like, oh, here we go again. And then the ball got changed. Dennis Karthik spoke about the ball being changed, and it actually worked in RCB's favor. And with the very next ball, getting that wicket, dot ball, 1, dot, dot. And huge comeback there, and really clinching that the knockout game for RCB. So, guys, please post your questions down below in the descriptions box. I also need a bit of help with regards to my sleeping patterns. I didn't sleep incredibly well last night. Was a bit difficult on the plane as well. That flight from South Africa to Dubai is just too short to get a really good night's rest in. My mind was racing because I almost missed the flight. I only had 20 minutes between the flight arriving in Dubai to the flight departing from Dubai to Mumbai. So I really rushed, didn't sleep on the second flight, arrived here, my head was spinning. What do I need to do to get into a good sleeping pattern? Please help me out. I really need some help. I'm drinking a lot of water, go to the gym, all the basics, but I want you to know if you guys have a secret on how to get a good night's rest, 7-8 hours at least. I'm going to need it. But also let's talk about RCB, IPL, the knockout teams, the knockout stages of the IPL 2024. It's incredibly exciting. So please post your questions down below in the descriptions box, as I'll take that first one in a minute. Also subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and also the like button. All right, let's kick it off then. Prerna, I'm not exactly sure if I'm announcing that right, but I think I'm not far off. Prerna, what wicket do you think was the turning point of the match in RCB's favor? There's so many of them. I think the trend that was set in the very start of that game was crucially important, getting Gaikwad out, the captain. They always say attack the leader, right? And obviously Gaikwad, one of them, more leaders, Jadeja, MSD, obviously huge. But I think that catch from Faf with Mitch Santner. Now, Mitch Santner maybe not really known for hitting big sixes all the time, so the run rate was a little bit out of control already at the time. But just for making the whole team believe, and doing something special in the field. I've seen the power of that in the past, being on the field and doing something special and seeing the eyes and the facial expressions of my teammates and the sign of belief. And I think that's what that wicket of Mitch Santner did. But definitely, to me, the first 6 overs, setting the trend, putting the peg in the ground, letting CSK know they're not going to run over them today. They're going to have to fight really hard. I think that was the most important thing. In rugby terms, you always talk about the first time tackling. So the forwards of the rugby team really have to go out there, get that first hits in, and then the rest of the team will start believing. And that's what happened, I think, in those first 6 overs. Thanks for that, Prerna. Moving on to the next one. What's my favorite city in India? It's Bengaluru. I also enjoy traveling over the rest of India. I'm currently in Bombay. I like my time over here. There's lots of restaurants over here, lots of things to do. I haven't spent a lot of time in places like Goa and quite a few other spots. Obviously, I used to play for Delhi, so I spent a bit of time there as well. Been to the Taj Mahal and many other places. I got engaged there, as you guys know. But still, my favorite city will have to be Bengaluru. I absolutely love the Garden City and love the people of Bengaluru. I always feel there's an atmosphere, a vibe, an electric atmosphere, in a way. They love sports. They love being busy. There's lots of cool restaurants and trendy places to visit. So I love my city of Bengaluru. Moving on to the next one then. 360 Live, we know that's my channel there on Instagram. So thank you very much, guys, for taking part in that and following me on there. As you know, it's a bit of behind the scenes kind of footage. I have a team that work with me, and we have a lot of fun. And not everyone gets access to the behind the scenes footage. So that is on Instagram. If you're not on there, go and join as I get my probiotics in for the day. Yeah, I was waiting for this, Anika. What are you sipping on? So you saw me on my Instagram handle as well, posting something about this. So when I travel, this is Supply 6, 360. Let me just get it in the shot there for you guys. That's what it looks like. Supply 6. I'm actually resting my laptop on 2 bottles of the mixture. I would love to show you guys more about it. I've asked someone to actually bring me a box. But yes, it's just good for the body. It's a bit of green stuff. This is what it looks like. Thank you very much. It comes in sachets. Pretty cool product. There we go. Mix it with 120 mils of water every morning of my life. That's what I do. It's green, so it can only be good for you. Probiotics, it helps the immune system, muscle recovery, you name it. It doesn't taste bad either. Usually green stuff don't taste good, but this is pretty good. Anyway, that's what I do, especially when I'm traveling. I tend to get a bit sick. Your immune system is down. And every morning, that's what I do. I do a bit of stretching in the gym as well. I have my protein shake here as well. So yes, health is important, guys. Stay healthy, stay fit, and you won't get as sick as often as we do. All right, thank you very much for that, Anika. Moving on to the next one. What do you think is the best T20 batsman right now? That's difficult to say. There's so many informed players. Difficult. Travis said SRH's batting is a bit of a problem for other teams in this tournament. We know Heinrich Klaasen, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, quite a few others. It's a powerhouse batting team where I feel with KKR, the all-rounders and the bowling team is what's been winning them games. So it'll be a very interesting clash there. For RCB and RR losing out on Butler, but he hasn't necessarily been the most informed batter for them. Jaiswal finding a bit of form towards the back end of the tournament now, which is interesting. Had a very slow start of the tournament. And then RCB, some players finding form towards the back end of this tournament. Obviously, the top 3 we've seen has been pivotal for them. But someone like Maxi starting to hit a few in the middle again. DK, the back of Indus, Cam Green, very dangerous batting lineup. Difficult to pick one, guys. Virat, obviously, orange cap. So I'll have to go with him. 708 runs, over 700 runs in this year's IPL again. I can't see anyone catching him now that they've made it to the knockouts. So there's your orange capper, guys. I'm putting my name on the table here, saying Virat will finish with that. Obviously, not a very difficult pick, but very dangerous. Travis Head, impactful player. Him alongside with Heinrich Klaasen, I think, have been the 2 most impactful with regards to strike rate, batting under pressure, and really putting the bowlers under immense pressure. All right, moving on to the bowlers then. Just quickly pull that up again. I'll cover that question in a second. If we just look at the purple cap quickly, I think it's still Harshal Patel, which is quite outstanding. I did cover that extensively in that last show. 24 wickets in the losing cause. He's miles ahead, and which is outstanding for someone who's played in a team that didn't even qualify, who's been a little bit down in the dumps. 24 points is simply outstanding against some of the best, competing against some of the best bowlers in the world. Bumrah obviously not far back. He's going to have to get more than 4. Otherwise, I can't see anyone catching him. Chakravarti, perhaps. Deshpande, I can't see him getting more than 7 in this last few. He's also out. Sorry about that. Chakravarti, I think, is his biggest threat. So yes, Harshal Patel, congrats on a great season. Just wanted to touch on that. Let's move on to the questions again. I think it had something to do countering Trent Boult in the power play, because Ahmedabad will offer some swing. That's very true. He loves attacking the stumps, and that's the only thing I always thought about. When he comes with his baseball, and I have spoken about this before, guys, I think I spoke about it for 15 minutes, how I counted some of the best bowlers in the world. I always thought to myself, what is his stock ball? What is his best delivery? For Trent Boult, that is a full in-swinging Yorker to the right-hander trying to knock the stumps out of the ground. So what will my best counter be to that? It'll be to open up my stance a touch, make sure my eyes are level with the ground, make sure my balance is good, get out of my crease a little bit because he never rushed me for pace. And all I would think about is full and straight. It's going to swing back, don't overstep across with my front foot. Make sure I stay leg side with my front toe. If he nicks me off to the slips, well bowled. Too good a skill, you know. I would just always try to think, let's counter his best delivery. What is he going to do if I hit his best shot straight past him for 4? I mean, that's out of the, all of a sudden, he can't go back to that the whole time. Now he's going to have to think of trying to swing it away, maybe bounce me, use a short ball, pull back his length. So that's the counter. Yes, it might swing and touch. I would just think there's always enough time. Trent Boult's not a 150 kilometer an hour bowler. There's always enough time for the batter. If it doesn't swing in the air, there's enough time for your hands to just wait a bit, get on top of it, delay, and hit it through the covers for 4. And once again, if a bowler gets you out with not his stock delivery, something that's not his go-to, not his best form of attack, it's sort of okay. I just don't want him to get out with something he's predicted, he's worked on, that is his game plan, and boom, he gets AB out. I never enjoyed that. So really important to counter his best delivery, and I would do that to all the bowlers, and that would really unsettle them. Now they've got to find another way of getting me out. Okay. So that would be my counter against Trent Boult, and hopefully RCB will be up for that tomorrow. Boult in power play and Chahal in the middle overs. Yes, big threat. Overs will be a threat for RCB. Should Maxwell bat up the order to counter the spin attack of RR? I don't think so, guys. I think Maxi is too important in those middle overs towards the back end. I think Cam Green is a really good guy for that. Patidar is a fantastic player of spin as well, so you want him in the middle maybe. Cam Green is your go-to guy, throw him up if a wicket goes down in this first 2 or 3 overs, because if he gets in and he bats 20 overs, he gets big hundreds. He showed that for Mumbai last season. He's done that for Australia. If he bats a long time, he's a guy that really reads the game well, being an all-rounder. He understands what the bowlers think. He would be my go-to, and leave Patidar and Maxi in those middle overs for the spinners. That's just my 5 cents. But yes, Yuzi in the middle overs. There's also an Ashwin. And we're going to have to box really clever against them because they have been very dominant in those middle overs, won a lot of games for RR, not always by a lot of wickets, but controlling the game, slowing down the momentum, breaking the rhythm of the batters. That's what they've mastered at those two, and we'll have to keep an eye on them if RCB is going to play a good game of cricket in Ahmedabad. I'm pretty confident RCB is going to be fine in the next game. I will be much more worried for the last 2 playing in Chennai, where there's a lot of scarring going there. I think most teams have a lot of scars moving there. Even though you're not playing CSK in the knockouts, it's just that wicket is different. It does funny things, whether there's dew or not. Sometimes it turns, sometimes it doesn't. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it starts turning again. Weird. It feels like there's demons in that pitch. Can RCB win there? Absolutely. Obviously, we'll focus one step at a time, and that's the next game against RR. But if they do go through, just need to be very smart, very tactical, understand when to play your spinners or when not. And I just think the game plans will be very, very important for those knockout games if RCB go through, which I think they will. What will be the perfect score at Ahmedabad for defending? It's difficult to say. I'll have to wait and see. It's generally between 180 and 220 over there. I think it's a good competitive score. I don't even know whether you want to bat or bowl first. The thing about Ahmedabad and the wicket there is generally pretty consistent, and it's a good contest between bat and ball. Whether you bat or bowl first, you can still win the game. You're not out of it. What I'm worried about is a bit of dew. So if you do defend and you bat first, it's almost difficult to know, is it 190? Is that good enough, or is it going to have to be 220? Really difficult to judge because you don't know if the dew is coming. So yes, difficult to defend if it's wet in that second innings. That's the only thing I will add. So sometimes, or maybe for them, or whoever wins the toss, it'll be better to chase just in case it gets a bit wet. Alrighty, moving on then. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Superfan. If RCB reaches the final, will you be there in Chennai? Sorry, I said Mr. Superfan. It can be Mrs. too. I don't know what UM123 means. I don't know if it's Umar or Umaliki or... Sorry, that's not my best. Okay, anyway, RCB reaches the final. Will you be there in Chennai? No, I won't. I'm working out of studio in Bombay. I will be covering every second of every game. I will be communicating with you guys on my socials, also on the 360 show and on 360 Live. So just keep an eye on my socials. Yeah, there will be lots of stuff going out there of behind the scenes studio work with all my friends, Brett Lee, Scott Styrus, Anil Kumle, Robin Utapa, Shane Watson. We're all there. Keep an eye on Jio Cinema. and the commentating team there. We have a lot of fun. So I'm back after a big break, and I can't wait to join the team today with the first knockout game of this tournament. AB, any chance of coming back in the IPL? Still fit? I am here. What do you mean? I'm taking part in the IPL. I'm still fit. I don't think I will be playing cricket again. I play a lot of cricket in the backyard with my boys, and believe me, that's very stressful. There's big pressure on me there. The boys love cricket, and which really excites me. But no cricket for me. I think I found a few other things that I really enjoy away from the game. Also the studio work, commentating, chatting to some individuals about batting and about cricket, and the expectations moving forward in their careers give me a lot of pleasure. And the nice thing about it, it's behind the scenes. It's not in the spotlight. I don't have to travel anywhere doing that. And I love spending a bit of time with the guys. I had a very nice chat with someone that I will let you know about very soon. So keep an eye out on the 360 show. I had an interview and a very nice discussion about the Cricket World Cup coming up with one of the best batters in the world. Someone who, when I finished, was a youngster, but he's knocking on the door of becoming a great. I'm not going to tell you where he's from. I'm not going to let you know who he is. You'll have to wait and see. Anyway, moving on to the last couple then, guys, before I'm going to finish off, because I need to go and get my suit on and get ready for the knockout game. Maybe a quick gym session before that, and a bit of the Supply 6360 to keep me healthy and to give me a bit of energy to go and do my boxes out there in the gym. Malik Bilal, can you please tell Virat not to do so much aggression? Oh, my word. He had me on my toes in that last game, I must say. Woo! He's very spicy at the moment. And all I can say is it shows what it means to him, people. If you can just remember that. He's been through many, many years of not winning an IPL trophy. He's been at the Chennai from the start. He's been an RCB boy from the start. This means everything to him. All right. So as you could see, when I played for South Africa and we lost at semi-finals in the World Cup against New Zealand in 2015, I was emotional. And I couldn't control it because it means a lot to me. So that comes from a place of care and a deep desire to want to go all the way, to give something back to the people of Bengaluru and the fans of RCB. So that's why Virat is so emotional and passionate, over-eager sometimes. I won't say aggression. Maybe there's it's a good aggression because it's on the park, right? On the park, you need to be aggressive. So I'll always back him up with that. While sitting on the side now, I have a laugh watching all of that because I've experienced that quite a bit over the years. I've even spoken to him about it before, and I said, V, as a leader and captain, sometimes just try and pull it back a touch. But at the end of the day, I understand where he comes from, people, and I respect that so much. It just shows you he wants to win the trophy. And if you're an RCB supporter, just always keep that in mind, okay? Whether he goes over the top or not, that's up to you guys to decide, but I don't care because he wants to win the trophy. Alrighty, it comes from a good place. Moving on, what will your message be to RCB before the eliminator? I think, speaking about aggression, I think that's what's required. I honestly think aggressive performance and aggressive approach in your opposition's face. You know, everyone is scared of RCB now. Everyone is worried about them. There's absolutely no doubt the three teams that finished above them are super worried about this informed team who's won 6 in a row. So I would say now, go and intimidate the opposition by the way you play, by the way you look at them, by your body language. And that's up to the senior players, Far, Virat, Maxi, Cam Green, Mohammad Siraj. Your first ball that you bowl, go and make a stir, you know. Keep doing what you guys have been doing. The last 6 games, there's a reason why RCB won 6 in a row. Firstly, they relaxed, they let go, they freed up. But secondly, they played with that exuberance and that aggression, and they had nothing to lose anymore. So keep it that way. I know now all of a sudden there's something to lose again, but now just come with that aggression and almost pretend like there's nothing to lose. Be in the opposition's face. So that'll be my message to them. That'll be led by Virat because I know what it means to him. I don't think there will be a lack of that. All right, guys, I think I'll take one more. If there is one more question left, yes, there is. And then we'll cut it off. What is my favorite shot? I I spoke about it before. It's a straight drive, guys, and it's very boring to say that. You saw me playing the laps and the reverse scoops and slog sweep of a fast bowler. That is all later on in my innings, but the shot that I enjoyed most, that gave me the momentum and really made me feel in control and sent a message to the bowler, was a straight drive past him, whether it's a spinner or a fast bowler, coming down to a spinner and hitting it on the ground, zero risk, but showing them that I read his delivery and I'm on top of him and I'm going to dominate him. And if I'm not taking a risk, but it's going for 4, it must be demoralizing sometimes. Same with this fast bowler. He comes at my stumps, swinging it into my pads, think he's got a chance of knocking me over, and it goes right past him for 4. Now he's got to change his game plan. That's always been my favorite. That also always told me that I'm in good form. My balance is good. I'm playing the ball nice and late, and everything is in place. And now I can start really enjoying myself and anything else I can play because I've got the basics in place. So there was always a good sign of my technique being in a good place. So that would be my favorite shot. Guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. One more, RCB versus SRH or RCB versus KKR. RCB, KKR in the final. That doesn't mean that's what I want to happen. I enjoy the players of SRH more because there's a lot of South Africans there, obviously. But I do feel the informed team right now is RCB, and I feel the best team of the tournament has been KKR. So a fair reflection would be KKR, RCB in that final. It will be played in Chennai, so I think advantage KKR if it happens that way. But because of the spinners, Virat Kohli is there. There's aggression, there's desire. Those things sometimes get you across the line. So thanks for all the comments there at the bottom, guys. Thanks for taking part in the 360 Live. And I will thank Scotty Styrus for wearing that dirty RCB shirt. That's what he called it, a dirty RCB shirt. I'll go and talk to him today about how dirty that shirt is right now. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me 360 Live. Subscribe to the channel, and I will be in touch over the next week. Buckle up. It's the IPL knockouts. I absolutely cannot wait. Follow me in socials as well down below and stay in touch with regards to what I get up to. All the very best. Have a fantastic and a very splendid special week. I'm going to say it again. Go RCB.